let this be a normal field trip? With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you'll see it. Octopus in the neighborhood, surfing on a sound wave, swinging through the stars. Take a left at Jimmy Testing, take your second right past Mars on the magic school bus. Navigator nostril, climb on the magic school bus. Make a plane turn two on our magic school bus. Drop the river of lava on the magic school bus. Such a fine thing to do. So strap your bums right to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie on the magic school bus. Step inside, it's a wilder ride. Come on, ride on the magic school bus.
Woohoo! School Bus 1 has landed at the Walkerville Air Show. Type in your name and then click the Go button. You've come to a fine and fabulous place where you can even rearrange your face. Click the eyes, cheeks, ears, nose, and hair until you like what you see. Then click the Go button when it's time to take off. You're a vision of loveliness. Welcome to Air Show Central, your best bet for high-flying games and enlightening experiments. You can also go outside and explore. That's what the door is for. This vulture is coming in for a perfect landing. As it gets closer to the ground, watch how the vulture lowers its tail and uses it like a brake to slow down. Looks like there's a welcoming committee waiting for this fellow. Welcome to Wings and Things, where you can experiment with the 4 forces that make an airplane fly. Or not. Just click the buttons on the bottom of the screen to change fuselage, engine, wings, or the weight of the plane's cargo. Then, click the Go button to find out if you're going to fly. Go. The weight of the cargo, the type of wings, and the thrust of the engine all need to be just right for this plane to be able to fly. Looks like you need more thrust or less drag to get going. Try a different engine or a different fuselage. As my Uncle Flyboy always says, if you want to get carried away, put your trust in thrust. Try a different engine or a different fuselage. To lift off the ground, you'll need to lighten up or lift up. Try a different cargo or different wings. Oh my! Try to lighten the load or use wings that will give you more lift. The weight of the cargo, the type of wings, and the thrust of the engine all need to be just right for this plane to be able to fly. Woohoo! You've done a fine job balancing the 4 forces so that this plane has just the right amount of lift, drag, thrust, and gravity to keep it flying through the air. Congratulations! You've got the 4 forces working. Woohoo! To lift off the ground, you'll need to lighten up or lift up. Try a different cargo or different wings. Oh my, try to lighten the load. You need more lift to get... You need more lift to get up and more... You need more lift to... Oh my, try to light... Oh my, try... Oh my, try... To lift off the ground, you'll need to lighten. Congratulations, you've got the four forces working in... Congratulations, you've got the four forces working in... Woohoo! You... Oh my, try to... Congratulations, you've got the four forces... Congratulations. As my Uncle Flyboy always... As my Uncle Fly...
Ralphie here with a special report on the four forces. Watch how this power forward uses lift to overcome gravity. Oh well, gravity's won this round. We use thrust to push things forward, like this champion runner. He's using thrust to move his body forward.
If you want to go outside, just click the door. Planes and birds are both fabulous flying things. Click to find out more about how they get up, up, and away. There's nothing like a rudder when you want to turn the nose of a plane. Left 2, 3, right 2, 3, left 2, 3, right 2, 3. Use the elevator to move the nose up or down, and the rest of the airplane will follow. The body of an airplane is called the fuselage, and it carries the crew and the passengers or cargo. Move the flaps to increase lift for takeoff, or when you want to create drag to slow down for a safe landing. Whenever you're in flight, the ailerons go up and down to roll the plane left and right. Wings are wondrous. They give the airplane lift and carry its entire weight when it's in the air. When the pilot's in the cockpit, it's time to take to the sky. When the pilot's in the cockpit, it's time to take to the sky. Hip, hip, hooray for the landing gear. It holds up the airplane during takeoff and landing, and usually folds up into the plane when it's in the air. This rotating blade is called a propeller. The engine turns the propeller to create a stream of air that pulls the plane forward, ho! Some birds use their legs. Birds use their wings. It's streamlined and very light. Pilots use a special code language to communicate with a control tower. First, our pilot, Wanda, says whom she is calling.
Walkerville Tower.
Next, she tells the control tower the code number of her plane, where it's located, and what she wants to do.
November 4, 902 Alpha Bravo on the ramp at Alpha. Taxi for departure.
If you want to go outside, just click the door. The fun really takes off here at the air show. You can play games, conduct experiments, or go outside. What'll it be?
Welcome to Flyby Puzzles, the place where it all fits together. Drag each piece to its place in the puzzle. To work on a new puzzle, just click the arrows at the bottom of the screen. Great! You really zoomed through that jet plane picture. Jets burn fuel with air that their engines take in and then push the gases out to move the plane forward. Excellent! You gave that propeller plane picture a good whirl. Most propeller planes have gasoline engines, just like cars. the occasion and finish the puzzle. Balloons rise because they are lighter than air. You got it. You eased right through that eagle puzzle. Birds use muscle power to fly since they don't have engines like airplanes do. Cool! Good work on putting together this feathery fellow. Feathers help birds push down on the air and create lift so they can fly. Great! You did a humdinger of a job on that puzzle. A hummingbird can hover in the air just like a helicopter. Excellent! Great job! Flying fish don't actually fly. They jump out of the water and glide. Awesome! This monarch butterfly may be small, but it can fly as far as 2,000 miles when it migrates. You got it! You buzzed right through that puzzle. Bumblebees have very small wings, but they can get off the ground by flapping them very fast. Cool! You rocketed through that space shuttle puzzle. Terrific! You really breezed through the easy level. Ready to try the medium level? Come back soon for more puzzles.
Here's your chance to take chances, make mistakes, and fly your very own airplane. Click the elevator to move up and down. Click the ailerons to roll from side to side. And click the rudder to turn right or left. Or use the controls on the side of the screen and see how they work. Okay, pilot, let's head for the heavens. Go. Now you're flying right as rain, straight as an arrow. Way to go! You're a perfect pilot. That would have been a graceful turn if the rudder had turned the plane in the same direction as the ailerons were rolling it. That would have been a graceful turn if the rudder had turned the plane in the same direction as the ailerons were rolling it. Without using the rudder, of course you won't be able to change course. With the rudder straight, making a turn is never easy. Nice work, pilot, just like a pro. You got the nose up and climbed right into a nice turn. With the rudder straight, making a turn is never easy. When the rudder makes the plane turn in one direction and the ailerons roll it in another, you've got confusion on your hands. That turn was a beauty. The rudder and the ailerons worked together like a charm. That would have been a graceful turn if the rudder had turned the ailerons were rolling the plane in one direction, while the rudder turned it in another, a sure recipe for stalling and heading down to Earth. That was one swell diving turn with all the parts working together as they should. That turn was a beauty. The rudder and the ailerons worked together like a charm. Nice work, pilot, just like a pro. You got the nose up and climbed right into a nice turn. When the rudder makes the plane turn in one direction and the ailerons roll it in another, you've got confusion on your hands. That turn was a beauty. The rudder and the ailerons worked together like a charm. The ailerons were rolling the plane in one direction, while the rudder turned it in another, a sure recipe for stalling and heading down to Earth. With the rudder straight, making a turn is never easy. Without using... The first pioneer of flight was an insect. Insects have been flying longer than any other animal. Since the days of the dinosaurs, insects have been flapping their thin wings fast enough to get off the ground. The first pioneer of flight was an insect. Insects have been flying longer than any other animal. It's been millions of years since one of these has flown. It's a flying reptile called a pterosaur. Some pterosaurs' wings were as big as an airplane's, and others were as small as a sparrow's. But all these flying reptiles had hollow bones, making them light enough to fly. Birds use their strong flight muscles to raise themselves into the air, but they also have light feathers and bones so they can stay up there. When it wants to fly left or right, a bird uses its tail to steer itself. It can also use its tail like a brake to slow down and come in for a landing. Most bats fly at night. Their legs are too thin to stand on, and that's why you always see them hanging upside down. Bats are true flyers, which means they fly with muscle power by flapping their wings. 1999 was a good year for hot air balloons. A balloon flew from Switzerland non-stop around the world and landed in Egypt. In France, the first hot air balloon to carry passengers had a rooster, a duck, and a sheep on board. The animals came in for a safe landing, and that's something to crow about. In a glider plane, you can ride the air currents, floating like a bird, with no noisy engine, just the whoosh of the wind for company. Instead of engine power, gliders use air power to glide through the air. So do seeds, leaves, and flying squirrels. When you want to get this kind of plane going, just ask the engine to give the propeller a whirl. Round and round the propeller goes, creating a stream of air that pulls the airplane, you guessed it, forward. A jet engine sucks in air, heats it up, and then blasts it out through a small opening. This makes the plane go faster than you can say, "Are we there yet?" You can make a little jet power of your own. Just blow up a balloon and hold the end closed. Then let go and watch her rip. A supersonic jet can fly faster than the speed of sound. That's more than 760 miles per hour. That big boom you hear when a supersonic jet breaks the sound barrier is called a sonic boom. Ta-ra-ra-boom-de-ay. The space shuttle takes off like a rocket and flies around the Earth as a spaceship. It can go on many missions, unlike earlier spacecraft that could be used only once. The space shuttle takes astronauts into space. Sometimes the astronauts release satellites that stay behind in space, or they do scientific experiments inside the shuttle. This new jet engine is designed to fly on Mars. The Martian atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide, so this engine had to be specially designed. Scientists hope that someday this jet engine will fly through the Martian skies, using the carbon dioxide in the Martian atmosphere in the same way that today's jet engines use air on Earth. Some scientists think it may be possible to sail through space using solar sails that are pushed by the pressure of sunlight. Space sails wouldn't need any fuel except the sun's energy to operate, but they would need to be very large, almost as wide as 3 football fields. You can turn the music off or on by clicking the radio. Here's your chance to stretch your artistic wings. Decorate this scene by dragging the stickers onto the background. Click the arrows to choose a different background or to decorate a paper airplane that you can print out, fold, and fly. Have a fun flight of fancy. Use this tool when you want to make your stickers larger or smaller. Are you really ready to start over?
Hi, welcome to The Flight is Right. I'm Amelia Airhead, Ace pilot, and I'm hosting this kickin' game show where you can earn lots of fabulous feathers for your flight cap. So, will you be playing a one-player game or a two-player game? No co-pilot, a one-player game. Here's how we fly this game. Click a dial to hear a question. Then, click the picture that answers the question. To hear the question again, just click me. The fly or glide category. Some things truly fly by using wing or engine power. Others just glide through the air. Here's your first fly or glide question. Do you know for sure if this hang glider flies or glides? Click a new question. The true or false category. One fresh question coming up. True or false? The rudder is the part of an airplane where the pilot sits. Try another question. I'm sure things will pick up. Here's a blimp. Does it get around by flying or gliding? When it comes to flight, you've got it right. True or false? Birds were the first animals to truly fly. Sorry, that's not correct. Try another question. What's the buzz? Does this bumblebee fly or glide? You broke through the clouds with the right answer. True or false? Flying fish are true flyers. Try another question. I'm sure things will pick up. These are maple seeds. Do they fly or glide? No question about it. You've got all the answers. True or false? Insects, birds, and bats are the only animals that are true flyers. comes to flight, you've got it right. Check out this hummingbird. Does it fly or glide? No question about it. You've got all the answers. True or false? Gliding flight means flying without power. Sorry, dude, that's not right. The flight is over. Feathers earned will follow. You want to play a new game? Happy skies for now. I hope to see you on a return flight.
Flight cadets, ho! Milkweed seeds get where they're going by being great gliders. No engines required.
My idea of flying is to take off on a hang glider and soar through the air like a bird.
There's no ride like a glide, Ralphie. I'm really getting the hang of this.
Who would have thought that a giant squid and a jet plane have something in common? The squid moves itself by squeezing water out of its body, and the jet plane moves itself by pushing air out through its engines.
Bumblebees have such tiny wings, you'd think they couldn't fly. But those amazing bees do manage to get themselves off the ground by beating their wings very fast and creating air currents that lift them. People have learned a lot about flying from hawks. When we go hang gliding, we soar in warm air currents, just like hawks do.
The pilot of a glider plane looks for places in the sky where warm air is rising. Then just like a bird coasting on air, the glider glides along. For every 3 hours this plane spends in the air, it gets at least 1 hour of maintenance to make sure it's in tip-top condition to fly. That's my motto, safety first.
This airport's a busy place, but I can handle it with my hand signals. Come ahead. Right turn. Slow down. Emergency stop. The rotating blade on the front of this airplane is a propeller. The engine turns the propeller, and the propeller drives the plane forward by pushing the air backward.
That model rocket really rocks. But it's just a bottle rocket compared to the jumbo rocket engines the space shuttle uses to fly into space.
Birds and airplanes are both true flyers, using wing power and engine power to push themselves through the air. But I love to glide, and the wind is all I need to take a wild ride. Wahoo!
You launch a rocket by setting the fuel on fire. The gases from the fire rush out the back of the rocket and propel it up into the sky. A bottle rocket is a small rocket, but it works the same way a big one does, like this Saturn V that took people to the moon.
All I know is that I'm going to be extra careful around any rocket, big or small.
Blaze blasters to the rescue. It's your mission to fly your plane over the fires and put them out. To fly your plane, just move the mouse. Click a lake to pick up water. Then fly to a fire and click to blast that blaze with water. When you need more fuel, just fly over a fuel can. Pick up fire shields and fire extinguishers for more chances and points. And watch out for mountains and towers. You've got a job to do. pick up water.
Cool.
Excellent. Great. Great. You're one highfalutin firefighter. Good job. Ready to try the medium level? See you later.
A helicopter's spinning blades are like propellers, but they push the air down instead of backwards. That's why helicopters can take off like an arrow straight up into the sky.
clear for jet takeoff. Just call me Wildcat Wanda, Flying Ace. When the hot air in this balloon expands and leaks out, there's less air inside, making the balloon lighter than air, so it rises.
Keisha, you really know your facts. Get the temperature right, and you'll go higher than a kite. Are you ready to quit? See you back on the bus another time.